Pastor, how did the idea of holding a drive-up service come about?
Well, from the very beginning, or actually before this started unrolling, we realized people were contacting us and saying, I don't feel I should come in. It's maybe some older folks. And one of the ladies in our church, who really is tech savvy, said, you know what, we'll put it up on Facebook. And so the week before the order came to actually prohibit gatherings in the buildings, we were already on Facebook. And so our whole purpose during this time is how can we reach out? How can we reach out to our community, our church? How can we serve? How can we minister the gospel to people? And so this whole time has been, what can we do next? We're reaching out on Facebook, we're reaching out on our website. I'm doing daily hope podcasts to bring encouragement to people. And I don't know, maybe about 4 weeks ago in the process, we said, can we do this? Can we do a drive-in service? And nothing in the governor's order prohibited that. And so we began making plans. We had to order equipment, which really it was, can we get it? Everybody else, I guess, was having that kind of idea. And so it took about 2 weeks to get the gear. But before that, I talked to the town and just kind of felt them out and, how would this work if we did this? And they were all in favor of it. They were glad that we wanted to make that effort. But this whole time we've been wanting to be a blessing to our community, reach out to people around us. And that's, that's where the idea began to formulate.
I know you were standing in a pickup truck, the bed of a pickup truck. How could people hear you?
Through the radio transmitter. We had a FM transmitter that we had ordered. That was part of the technology we were waiting on. And it allowed our tech people to choose a frequency where there was no other station nearby and transmit just several hundred yards to all the cars around, and people could tune into that station and pick up clear. As a matter of fact, our neighbors told us after the service that they were able to tune in and hear that as well.
Is this something you'll be doing on a regular basis?
Yes, right now we're going to be doing that again this weekend. We're also looking at actual an outdoor service when the weather turns better. And so we're working out the logistics for that. How are we going to maintain social distancing? How are we going to be able to do that? Because, again, part of the governor's order still allows for that kind of outdoor meeting as long as the SD requirements are met.
Streaming your services. When things return to normal and people are next to each other in the pew, live streaming something you might consider for people who, especially the older people who can't make it to church that week?
We certainly are going to do that. For not only does it reach our community, our church community, but there's other people who are in situations like that, maybe not in our area, that will tune in. And we've had a lot of views from people outside the area.
I know you'll be honest with me. You're a religious man, but anywhere, anytime during your religious training, did you ever get training for something like this?
No, I think that's one of these times where you have to rely on the Holy Spirit to give wisdom, and we've certainly been doing that. We've been praying for that. Our leadership team has made a commitment to meet every week until we're back to normal, if you would, because we want to see how are we going to move forward, how are we going to minister to our community. And we've been looking for other opportunities to help the community. Maybe there are people with needs. We've put that out there on Facebook as well, and we'd be glad for people in the community to contact us if we can minister to them in some way.
And finally, for people who may not be a member of your congregation, but believe in God, are faithful, and maybe even those who aren't, what advice would you give them to get through something like this?
I think the whole what brings hope is the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ, that God loved us so much, even in the midst of chaos that was caused by our initial sin into the world. All these difficulties take place because of that, but God is redeeming it, and He has redeemed it through sending His Son for our behalf. That's the hope of God, that He loved us so much He sent His Son to die for us and to give us life, so that we'll find a place where there will be no sickness, no death, no despair, no hardship, and no separation ever again.